Hello, hello. Welcome back to Dreamer Reviews. I'm your girl Dreamer, and I'm here to what? A review for you. Yes, I'm here to review, okay? So, I've been saying I want to review this movie for a while, and I finally got an opportunity to watch the movie. So, now I'm here to give you my full, unbiased review with a little bit of a breakdown, okay? Yes, that's what I'm here to do tonight. So, I actually end up watching two movies so I can do two reviews for you guys. But I think I'm only going to do one today instead of one extended long review, which I was thinking about doing, but I changed my mind and I'm just going to do the one today. So please bear with me. And for all those who are coming into the chat, just know that I do appreciate your support, but I will not be commenting on the chat as of yet. I'm going to do my review and my breakdown, then I'll come back on, okay? And I'll chat with you guys, all right? So let's get to it. All right, here we go. So this review, this movie was pretty interesting. I'm going to say that. The name of the movie is called Pretty Lethal. It came out in 2026. It's approximately hour and 30-minute running time. It is an action movie. And it had some really great, excellent actors as well as dancers in the movie. So, I mean, I definitely say that's cool. Maddie Ziegler, which we all know from Dance Moms. If you don't know, you know. But she's an excellent dancer. And there was some other great actresses as well as dancers in this movie. Of course, it's a ballerina movie, so you need to know how to do some ballet. And, you know, if anybody has ever know anything about ballet, many, many, many moons ago, when I was a little girl, my parents put me in ballet. It was not something I truly enjoyed, but I did it all the way up into my teens, from childhood to my teens, and I didn't have any other choice, but I did it because, you know, what can you do? Your parents put you in it, you do it, right? So, but anyone who has ever done ballet know that it is not an easy thing to do. It can be extremely painful and it's very rigorous, but your body will be tea, you will be healthy, and you will enjoy it. But this movie called Pretty Ballerina is about 5 ballerinas who are supposed to go to Budapest, and they're supposed to, you know, do this dance in front of all these people in Budapest, and it's supposed to be like their shining moment, and they go with their ballet instructor. Well, as they go, their bus break down on this in this like small town, not town, on the way there. Okay, so they're trying to, you know, figure a way how to get there, and no one knows where they are or their bus broke down, but they're thinking, okay, we're going to figure another way out of this situation. They see a small town a little further away down the map, so they said, we're going to walk to this small town. So they decide to walk to the small town. It's pouring down raining. They get to the small town. Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. This is a review channel. My name is Dreamer Inc. I do movie, book, as well as anime reviews. So if you like that type of thing, please stick around, listen, and please like and subscribe. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so they go to the small town, and as soon as they go there, this town doesn't look like a town. It looks like a bar, like a one bar type of situation, but they consider a town. And they're not immediately greeted like with, you know, like, yeah, come on in. A guy tells them to get lost, but then another guy comes along and says, no, why are you telling them to get lost? Come on in. So they end up entering the establishment, which is like a bar. And so they're like, you know, just like, we need to find a cab or somebody who can drive us out of this town. We have to go somewhere. So they go to the one bar that's, you know, or one establishment that's miles and miles around. And guess what? The establishment was established by a prima ballerina. That's right. So one of the main characters, She is this prima ballerina. And hello everyone, thank you for joining me. She's a prima ballerina. So, but she's very off the way she acts, and it's played by Uma Thurman. So the prima ballerina, she's acting a little weird, and they're like, she has all this ballerina stuff all over the place, ballet shoes, coming from the wall, and the establishment is filled with nothing but men, okay? Now, a couple of the men who come in are supposed to be, I guess, like gangsters or something like that. So they're basically trying to throw their weight around a bar, and they're trying to collect protection money from the establishment. So the guy's like, okay, and they give the money. Now the prima ballerinas, they start hearing the song Sugar Plum. So they get up on a stage and they start doing ballet for a bar full of hardcore type of gruff looking guys. And the guys are enjoying it. They're like applauding, whatever. One of the teachers takes one of the ballerinas upstairs to use the bathroom. And while she's there, she's being nosy and she sees something she's not supposed to see. She sees a guy getting his tongue branded with a hot iron. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Good evening. So she sees him getting his tongue branded with a hot iron. So she's like, oh my goodness, we got to get up out of here. So immediately she looks for the other girl. She doesn't see her. She runs downstairs thinking the girl had already left and went downstairs so she can gather the other girls and be like, we got to go. On the way there, one of the gangsters, who you could tell is a spoiled kid of a gangster, I should say. He has that whole, my daddy will do this and do that, my daddy type thing. He even says my daddy, okay? So he tries to push his weight around because of who his father is. He sees the woman and he's like, yeah, I want a piece of that. So he stops her and he was like, yeah, do you know who I am? This, that, and the third. And she's like, get off me. He was like, I'm not getting off you. Me and you, yeah, we're going to have some fun tonight. She's like, I'm going to tell you again, get up off me. He does it. So she gives him a swift knee to the nards. That's right. And the nards. That's right. So, and I'm not mad at that because he was grabbing all on her, pulling, tugging on her, trying to get her to go somewhere else with him. She was like, nope, we're not doing that. So she runs past him. When she run past him, he lollipops her in the back of the head. That's right. So lollipop, she out of here. So for those who new to the channel who don't know, we call lollipops on this channel. So yeah, so he lollipops her to the back of the head. So the girls that's on stage, the other ballerinas who was with her, sees, oh my goodness, this guy just lollipopped our teacher. So they go ahead and they're like, oh my goodness, we got to get up out of here. So they're stunned. One of the girls is like this, her name is actually Princess, and she's like this prissy rich kid. The other girls are, they're ballerinas, but one is like really into God, and the other one is just, a teenager, but she's just like whatever. But one is a teenager who's like really street smart. She understands how life is. She see the situation. I don't care what walk of life you're in. If you see somebody get lollipop, I'm just saying, ain't no need for me to stick around. Y'all clearly got some stuff going on here. It's not my business. Actually, I'm kind of blind. So let me go ahead and walk on up out of here. That's how I'm doing it, okay? But three of them kind of freeze. The street smart one was like, okay, yeah. She took off. That's right. She took off running. She was out of. She wasn't going to wait for nobody. And I'm not even mad at her. Exactly right. She just took off. So they get to try to chase her. And they go ahead. There you go. They go ahead and they grab the three ballerinas that's left. One is upstairs. She's deaf, so she didn't hear the lollipop shot. She didn't hear the pop, so she don't know what's going on. The other four, they knew what's going on. One ran out the door. The other three froze. When one run, you all should have been shaking and baking and getting up out of there, but they didn't. So they go ahead, take the girls, and they go ahead and lock them up. So as they locked up, they end up getting one of the girls, who they call her Bones. They end up getting Bones bop, one of them hit her with a shovel, and she's knocked out. They go ahead and take her, and they put her in a dungeon with the other girls. So while they're down there, there's some here like, how do we get out of this situation? How do we go? What are we going to do? One of the girls is drugged. So one of the women who is in this bar says, oh, who all knows you're here? Who all knows you're here? She's drugged. She doesn't realize. She's telling them everything. She's like, oh, don't nobody know. Don't nobody know we're here. This, that. Girl, shut up. You just gave away and let them know that nobody's looking for you guys. I'd be like, oh, everybody know we're here. The president of the United, like everybody. Like I'd be thinking, like, my mama, my daddy, the pastor, everybody know I'm here. Just to let you know that they will be looking for me. Like, but she gives it away. But she's drugged, so she doesn't know. And she's like, okay, so they told her. Right, exactly. Everybody know. So then they think, okay, oh, good. So when the woman get the information, she goes up to the main boss, says, oh, no one knows they're here. So they're like, okay, cool. We can get rid of all of them with no problem. They didn't call somebody, called the doctor. So he plans on coming by and clipping fingertips and toes and eyeballs and nose and ears and everything and just, get rid of every body part and they're going to be gone. Nobody knew that they stopped in their town. It'd probably be gone. Yeah, that's what they was planning. So as they're down there, one of the guys come down there and he's feeling all randy, I guess. And he feels like he's going to take something. Well, when he gets down there, the girl's got a surprise for him because the main girl who took off running, who got knocked out, who came back, well, she's a fighter. She's not going to sit here and just, let it go down like that. So the girls decide to go ahead and fight. Now, this is where the movie starts getting full-on weird, okay? So they decide to fight. And I'm not mad at that because that's what you're supposed to do. Well, one of the girls tried to play possum, but the guy was going to get on top of her and take it, regardless of if she was whatever. He was just weird. So she was like, we gonna fight. You ain't taking nothing, bro. And they get to scrapping. And they go ahead and lollipop the guy. That's right. But they do it with a little something, a javelin or something like that. But he's out of here. So they fought back. Now, as they're fighting back, this is where it starts getting weird. They don't use karate. They don't use boxing. They use ballet to fight the guys. Throughout this whole movie, they use ballet to fight people. They're doing the arm movements and the kicks and the lifts and, swinging each other around and doing duets and solos and all in the form of ballet fighting these people. Yeah. 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 I'm telling you, it became convoluted and hilarious all at once. Just seeing them pause to do the arm, to make sure the arms are elongated and beautiful and all this kind of stuff. It's supposed to be a thriller, but it turned to comedy for me because I couldn't stop laughing. I was sitting here having a good kiki laugh and laughing the whole time watching this movie because I'm like, that man could have punched her 4 times in the stomach, pop, 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 before she elongated her arms. So it was weird. It was so weird seeing them. Now, one scene I did think was cool. They took razor blades, put them in their shoes, in their ballet shoes on the tips. And when they were doing certain lifts and stuff, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But I can see gymnastics because gymnastics have a lot of fast-paced moves and you kind of, you know what I mean? No, I can't. Yes, that would be funny too. But, so the girls are doing ballet, fighting ballet. I guess this might end up becoming like a new thing. So don't be surprised if fighting ballet come to the gym nearest you. I'm just saying. I don't be surprised by it because we have seen the future of fighting and it is ballet. So it was a very, very funny movie. So throughout this movie, they're going from room to room. They're trying to find their way out. It's like a big maze because it's like a hotel slash bar. And they're like going from room to room. They're trying to find their way out. They find the other girl. Uh, That's what I'm saying. Yep. Yep, that's exactly what it is. So they're going from room to room. They're fighting. They're doing all kind of stuff. And you see them in different forms of flexibility. Like when they're hiding in these little small crawl spaces, and their legs is pressed against their shoulder, and their body is bunched up, so they're showing their flexibility, and you get to see how flexible they are. And it's this big scene where the woman, the old ballerina tells them, no, it's on Prime. It's a brand new movie on Prime, right? And the name of the movie is called Pretty Lethal, and it came out this year. So, and it has famous stars in it, like Uma Thurman, Maddie Ziegler from Dance Moms, and it's a bunch of different stars that you would probably recognize in it. So it's actually a funny movie. It's supposed to be a thriller, but to me, it fell flat as a thriller, but it came fully across for me as a comedy, because seeing these girls doing ballet to fight some hardcore guys, some of these guys got guns, so it was like, it almost made me feel like it was a parody at one point, because come on, like, really? So the movie, once again, is called Pretty Lethal. It is rated R. It was released March 25th, 2026. So this year, it's an interesting movie. I'm here only to give you the reviews. It's up to you whether you decide to watch it or not. For me, I would give this movie 2.5 lollipops out of 5. Yeah, or just something like if you don't have nothing to do and you have an hour and 30 minutes to just blow, chill, or whatever. I mean, it's not a bad movie to watch for those purposes. I got a laugh out of it seeing them do ballet to fight. Like this one huge fight scene where they're all in the middle of the bar and all these big burly men came out and they're fighting them, and the girls are picking up like bottles and hammers and stuff, and they're doing ballet back and forth all around, flipping and doing all this stuff, and all in the form of ballet. While these men are like hardened street fighters, and these girls are beating them up. I don't know, but I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But it was an interesting movie. Like I said, on Rotten Tomato, it did get 57%. And if anybody knows anything about Rotten Tomatoes, it's hard to get any percent from Rotten Tomatoes. But I did watch the movie. I kept through, and I followed through, and I watched it all the way through. Okay, so I wasn't mad. I'm gonna tell you, at the end of the movie, because the woman ballerina, the one who was doing everything, to try to get these girls, basically you get a little bit of backstory for her. So basically, she was this prima ballerina, and she was supposed to dance for the queen. And the head gangster, the boy's father, took her leg because her father owed him money. And so she was like hardened, and eventually she convinced the guy to come, and she basically was going to blow everyone up. But she let the ballerinas go, even though initially she was trying to kill them. But at that point, when the ballerinas was like, look, we're trying to do what we're trying to be great. You're going to do to us what he did to you. And it was like, okay, don't worry about it. You go. So the girls get out, and when they get out, it goes boom, and everybody getting lollipopped up in that movie toward the end. It was wild. they go ahead and hop on some motorcycles, and they end up going to the ballet place they were supposed to. They're dirty, they're bloody, their hair is a mess. They look a hot mess. They get up in there and they decide to perform on stage for this important show looking the way they look. Dirty, funky, stinky, blood ridden, just all over them, top to bottom. And they do the performance. And everyone cheers and applauds, and the crowd goes wild. The performance was actually really good. These girls know what they're doing. They are great at dancing. Of course, if Maddie Ziegler's in there, because that girl is an amazing dancer. A lot of the other girls were spectacular also as far as dancing. So if you enjoy watching ballet and stuff like that, then you would definitely enjoy this, because you get to see some of the dance moves and everything. So I don't know. Maybe this movie will be a 5 for somebody who likes ballet as well as comedy thrillers, I guess. I'm not for sure. So yeah, that's my review on Pretty Lethal. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was an interesting movie. It is not something I would watch again. I often like to do reviews, but I think I'm going to start telling you guys if this is something I'd watch again. Because I think if something I watch again, yeah, it could possibly be. Yeah, I don't think, the way they ended this, and I can say, it doesn't seem like there's going to be a part 2. It seemed like the girls did what they need to do and got to where they need to go. And if I'm correct, I believe every one of those people who need to be was out of here. They was lollipop majorly. So, I don't think it'll be a part 2. So they did tie it up with a nice little bow, because the girls didn't make it to where they need to make it to do the dance at the end. So that might be a good thing that they tied it up, because I could not see that movie having a part 2. Like I said, don't be surprised if at your local gym they're doing a new fighting ballet type stuff, because maybe that's the new wave of gym fighting or something. I don't know. You go for the MMA and you stay for the fighting ballet style. I don't know. So, it's interesting. It was an interesting movie. But no, I would not watch it again. Not necessarily my cup of tea. I did get a good kiki and giggle out of it, but yeah, it's not something I sit down and be like, let me see this movie again. I do enjoy ballet, but I actually like going to watch, the ballet. And I have respect. Oh, okay, yeah. But I do have a lot of respect for ballerinas. I can say I know the work that goes into that. And if you make it to be a prima ballerina, you are a beast, okay? So, because it is a lot of dedication, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and a lot of wear and tear on the body, too. It is no joke. No joke. But that is the movie Pretty Lethal, and that is my review for it. Now, I do have a second movie I want to review, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to do another live tomorrow. So I'll be reviewing Running Man. That's right, the new Running Man that came out in 2026. It's the shoes. It's the shoes and training. Training also. The shoes have a hard base that helps you stand. But it's also training for your feet, your ankles, your calves, your legs, your thighs, your body, your balance. It's a lot that goes into it. That's why I say I have nothing but respect. So a whole lot that goes into it. You are using your core, your whole body. If you know anything about balance, it's not that easy. But skill. That's what it is. It's pure skill. So but yeah, so tomorrow I will be back on for another live. And tomorrow I will be reviewing Running Man. That's right. Now, this is a remake of the old Running Man back in the day. Anybody who know about the old Running Man, not trying to say my angle, but with Arnold Schwarzenegger, that old Running Man. Well, it's a new revised version of the Running Man, and I'm gonna say tune in tomorrow because I absolutely love that movie, and it is something I would watch again. It was awesome. That's right. I'll be back. That Arnold. That's right. Back in the day, he had a host of movies. You know, he was like the go-to man when they wanted to do an action-packed movie. Him and Sylvester Stallone, they were like go-to guys for action. Um, but yeah, so he did Running Man. Yes, Mr. Universe, Mr. Muscles, Mr. Big Man Muscles, Muscles Big Man. So yeah, so but I will be reviewing. Maybe I need to rewatch the old one so I can do a side by side, review of both of them. Um, that's a thought. I don't know. No, I don't need to rewatch it. I remember it. But I did watch the new one and I truly enjoyed it. And I'm gonna tell you, you know what? I'm gonna hold that for tomorrow. I'm gonna hold the review for tomorrow because it's some things that we can really excuse me, reflect on. It's a whole lot of different things we can reflect on, and one of those major things is society today. In society, there are mirroring things that's going on in this new Running Man of and that we can look back and think about. It's kind of going on today, even though this Running Man, the new one, is supposed to be take place in kind of like a not too far off future of a dystopian world. So yeah, it's really, really interesting. So